Franky is an amazing day nurse who is committed to supporting her mentally ill mother and looking for her father, whom she thinks left her behind in a burning pub when she was a child. Franky carries the physical and emotional scars from that tragic night every day while working. One day, while Franky is being patient, Florence, who is also a nurse, becomes interested in Franky romantically. Florence is a troubled patient who has tried to end her own life despite her difficulties, but she manages to win Franky's love. Intrigued by Franky's past, Florence inquires about it. Franky responds by saying, "I was in a fire when I was a kid." Then, Franky playfully questions Florence about her recent troubles, suggesting she's experienced a breakup. Later, we observe Franky talking with a coworker, during which she recounts a story from her university years. As they talk, Franky notices Florence getting ready to leave the hospital. In another scene, Franky is enjoying time with her boyfriend, but he abruptly ends the date and leaves. The next day, Florence comes back to the hospital and finds Franky deeply emotional, leading to a hug. They decide to go on a date, signaling the start of a more profound relationship, despite the feelings of vulnerability and isolation that both Franky and Florence are dealing with. Franky finds herself drawn into a relationship that feels like a mother-daughter connection. This lively narrative reflects Florence's connection with her affectionate foster mother, Alice. As Franky meets Alice during their conversation, Florence requests Alice's consent for Franky to spend the night, which Alice consents to. That night, Franky and Florence share a bed. The next morning, they engage in swimming, which strengthens their relationship. Franky's life at home is complex and filled with difficulties, especially the trauma from a fire that left her with severe burns as a child, which constantly resurfaces and affects her personality. However, she is aware that these activities won't provide her with the answers she's looking for. She is motivated by a desire for revenge against those who have deeply hurt her. As Franky and Florence spend more time together, they find themselves becoming closer. Franky is uncertain about her romantic feelings. Upon their initial encounter, following a lengthy conversation with Florence, Franky feels a mix of bewilderment and a potential rekindling of her interest in exploring this aspect of her personality. Yet, there's an undeniable connection between them that transcends mere physical attraction, leaving both feeling profoundly distressed. However, their union provides a support system that helps them navigate through their challenges. Over time, the warmth and understanding in their bond becomes stronger than the hardships they've encountered, enriching the narrative with a genuine authenticity. As they spend more time together, Franky and Florence frequent parks, engaging in deep discussions about their shared traumatic experiences. One evening, as they watch the sunset, they share a kiss, marking the deepening of their connection. Then, they get on a bus heading back home when some men on the bus attempt to cause trouble. Florence, Franky, and Florence stand up to them, but the men overpower them, making their connection even tighter. Franky tends to Florence's injuries, demonstrating her profound love and worry. They visit a pub where Florence dances with unfamiliar people, triggering Franky and resulting in a dispute between them. In the subsequent scene, they are both at home, engaging in intimacy and resolving their dispute, reaffirming their bond and dedication to one another a few days later. Franky then relocates from East London to the South End, where she settles with Florence, her autistic brother, and her quirky but ill mother, Alice. Florence's foster mother joins them after Franky's family learns about her relationship with them and responds negatively. Despite this, Franky is able to temporarily suppress her anger thanks to her close relationship with Alice. However, Alice's calm demeanor and polite nature allow Franky to let go of her anger. Despite the tension, they manage to coexist peacefully. In the concluding scene, Franky reunites with her father and his new young son, marking the start of a new chapter and a sense of moving forward.